Hi, I'm Rob Stapleton for your Alaska Aviation Link. We're here at the Wings of Freedom hangar. We're going to talk to Dave Lofstrom about an update on the progress of the L1 Stinson.
When we last visited the Stinson L1 project, Lee Clausen was working on the interior rigging of the wings, which had not yet been attached to the airplane's fuselage.
Since the last time we talked, you can see the airplane has taken shape. It looks like an airplane now. The wings have gone from being on the bench, working on them, to on the airplane. All new bolts in the struts. The wings have been rigged. Now we're working on the tail, getting the rigging for the tail, the trim limits set. And then we'll be putting on the rudder and setting the limits on the rudder. We've got the fuel tanks to put in on the wings, get the fuel system hooked up. We'll be putting fluid in the brakes, testing the brakes out. Tail wheel is on, so it can roll around on its gear. So we're getting closer.
With the wings attached, the crew is now working on attaching the ailerons, flaps, and the leading edge slats.
This wing here, the slat is in, and the other wing, the slat is out. At about 80 miles an hour, this automatically pushes the slat in slowly. So it gives it less drag. 80 mile an hour is pretty high speed for this. 100 mile an hour is about where it flew. And then as it slows down to about 50, the air pressure pulls the slat out. So the slat is not controlled by the pilot, it's controlled by the airspeed of the aircraft and the angle of attack. And that's what gives this aircraft its ability to fly so slowly under control.
The L1 might be one of the first production aircraft to use leading edge slats that allows for slow flight of the aircraft.
It was quite a feat back in the early 40s to see the engineering of how that worked. I don't know if this was the first airplane that did that, but it's technology that still is in use today. In fact, Cubs, they're starting to do that on some Cubs. If they want to fly real slow, they're starting to put these kind of slats on them.
Even though the project looks like an airplane, there are many more details to work on before it'll leave the hangar.
The flap system is kind of complicated because the flap and the ailerons hook together. When the flaps go down, it droops the ailerons. And so that's our next system that I'll be working on, is putting on the flaps and then rigging those flaps and rigging those ailerons to get them so they work like the specs in the book. So that's going to be our next project. It's going to take a little bit of time. We're in that stage where you say we're almost there, but we've got a long ways to go.
All right, so as Dave explained, we got the leading edge slats, wings, the struts, the horizontal stabilizer, so pretty soon this airplane's going to fly. I'm Rob Stapleton for your Alaska Aviation Link.